This episode of Merlin, okay, I think that each episode has been getting better and better. Because in season 4, or series 4, it hit a slump, I think, around the same time as the Lancelot Gwen thing. Because the last time, Morgana had been like driving and driving, to figure out who Emrys was, and you thought they're gonna keep on with that plot line. Then they went to the love triangle, and then I don't know. I was still good. I loved last season. But, this one just seems to not be going down at all. The tension keeps getting higher and higher. And I kept writing down in my notes today that I absolutely love the Merlin soundtrack. This last episode had you on edge. Like, there's that impending doom, like those deep basses, and you can just feel it, like a little, not like a heartbeat, but like there in the background. It's like something is not right. It's not all happy and flowy in Camelot right now. There's an evil, like, seed planted there. Seed! Wow, I'm actually using a term they use. I didn't even mean to. So yeah. Now to my notes. In the beginning, when they're all, when Merlin and Gwen and Arthur are going out for Arthur and Gwen's anniversary, I liked a little bit of the banter there, where Arthur was saying that Merlin doesn't count, because we all know that. It's always, when Arthur says alone, he means Arthur plus Merlin. And so I like how we get a bit of that. And Gwen knowing that, during their first romantic picnic, Arthur even said he wanted to run away together with Gwen, but of course he'd take Merlin to do all the hard work. Obviously that's still taking place when he's king. As soon as they talked about someone sabotaging the saddle, and poor Tyr, I'm like, Gwen, totally Gwen, I wonder how she did that. And then she says it was the last person you would expect. When she was talking to Arthur, could be anyone, the last person. I'm like, oh, Gwen, you tricksy little words, you're the last person he would suspect. Though I like in the end how after she had arrested Merlin and everything, and Arthur, after he gets Merlin out of prison, he's like, obviously I knew there was some kind of mistake. You're not gonna kill me, and that made me happy. But I'm getting ahead of myself. And then I felt so bad for Tyr. He seemed like such a sweet feller, like just cares about his mom and Gwen. What did Morgana do? She so twisted you. I'm so sorry for you. You used to be so sweet and innocent, and now you're all damaged and warped, and I feel so badly. Like, I can't blame Gwen too much for all that psychological torture she was put under, but she's making a good villain. She is succeeding a lot more than Morgana ever has, and so Morgana's plan this last time has been amazing. It is working. And then, Twisted, work it out, Merlin. Like, Merlin can just see the cogs turning, and he's like, this mystery in Camelot, I will figure it out. And you can see it as he slowly just gets that feeling about Gwen, how something just isn't quite right. And I liked him, you can slowly see him figuring that out. And the pinnacle of that being when he actually matches the dress with, the torn part he had found. Of course, that is the second time Arthur has found Merlin with a dress, so that amuses me. Because when he met in the Freya episode, he got the hint that Arthur thought that Merlin was a cross-dresser at times or something, so it was amusing. There's so many parallels. That wasn't the only parallel in this episode. And then when Arthur's starting to work out that Merlin's right, you can tell in this series that Arthur is taking more into account what Merlin's been saying. He's like, Merlin is right. And how many times have we heard that now that, at least don't admit it to him, Merlin's right, or in those last episode and the episode before that, he keeps saying, Merlin, you're right, he keeps going on to, Merlin's decisions, and that's pretty neat. And I like that, rewind a bit, when they are talking about only the highest rank could afford the silk and the golden thread, and then that Merlin automatically is like, knows it's Gwen. He's like, I know I've been feeling things off about her, and then he goes to the closet, and everything I just talked about. But then when they're in the marketplace, and Gwen's shopping, and then all of a sudden Morgana grasps Gwen's arm. I'm like, dude, that's the parallel with when Morgause did that to Morgana, and they look quite alike, which I guess would be right since they are sisters. But I'm like, I'm gonna see this on Tumblr. I'm gonna like it. And poor Arthur. Can we just get that? How many people have betrayed him? I think I've said this before, but so many have. And he loves Gwen so much, would do anything for Gwen. And as much as like Merthyr shippers will probably hate to say it, like Gwen is the love of his life, and that is like the center point. And like Merlin, of course, is like his brother, and he's always there for him. But it's a lot of a different kind of love. And so it's just as devastating when your wife is one trying to kill you. And I'm glad, actually, it just wasn't fixed in this episode. I like that Gwen's gonna keep being a little bit evil and damaged. I'm gonna call her damaged. I like that. Like the shadows on Merlin. When Gwen's about to accuse Merlin about being the one that poisoned Arthur, you just see him in the shadows, and I really like that. Because he's not quite included with the group, so of course maybe they'll turn on him, even though, if you think about Merlin, he's the nicest guy ever, right? And he's always been the wisdom in the group. And I just like how you can kind of slowly see his face turning a bit. Like, you can tell the thought process of that Gwen is about to accuse him, because who is the one that has access to his food and can run around the castle in free reign? And Merlin's like, you, Gwen, you can do this, and I can't believe you're getting away with it. But Gwen, well done. You were so subtly planting in the knights and everyone's head, like, that it could be Merlin, or that you are absolutely miserable that Arthur's dying, because, you know, it does make sense. You should be absolutely miserable. But the way you twisted everything, I'm like, well played. Well played. And then when Merlin's trying to get out of the prison cells, I'm like, how many times have you just blasted it apart? Just do a little opening spell, which obviously he just did do. And then I like the return of old Merlin. I know some people are getting fed up with him because they just want Merlin to tell the truth, which today would have been an epic time to tell the truth, but yeah. And so I like old Merlin. I like the I am me and whatever he just said. I think I wrote some of it. I am who I am, and I was who I was before, and or something. I love old Merlin. He cracks me up. I was saying the magic reveal would be awesome right now. Climbing. Another parallel when he's climbing up. I like that he did that. Poor Merlin. Having to climb all the way up to Arthur's window. That is determination and love right there. Can't bear to have his bestie die. Merlin's face. Dude, Colin Morgan's crying gets me every single time. Just when he thinks that Arthur's going to die and that his spell didn't work, and I'm like, oh, and his face just crumples. And I always say this, that my heart hurts and I just want to give him hugs, but it's so true in this episode. It's just the acting is so freaking impeccable. And then I wish Merlin could get the credit that he helped with that, even though he's supposed to, you know, be in prison. But Arthur just has no idea all of what Merlin's done. And I know we have all said it that we want him to get credit, but it's just like, how much has he really done? And to have Merlin be the one to accuse and have to have all that weight on his shoulders because he's the only one that can heal him, it just makes me sad. And then in the end, when they're saying, "Oh, long live the queen," I love how when Gwen turns around, she just gets the full effect of Merlin's glare. I read a fanfic once that was talking about how you just need to pay attention to who Merlin's glaring at, because he's got a pretty good judge of character, and whoever he's glaring at is the one who's plotting against Arthur at that time or something. And that's what I thought about that. I'm like, he's onto you, Gwen. And once Merlin's onto you, you don't have much longer. Because while Arthur may be like, bitch, please, there's no way that's gonna happen, in the end, Merlin's always right, and Arthur's starting to realize that. And so, Arthur already knows Morgana has something to play with it, and he's only going to have to take a couple more jumps, I think, to realize who was the last, like, that Gwen was tortured by Morgana to turn that way. And, yeah, this episode was fantastic. I didn't, like, cry or anything during this. Well, honestly, my lovely viewers and Krista, I don't really cry during episodes. I am not that quite emotional, but I do get the feels, so I can do the ha. Though, Krista, I honestly did, like, cry on one of the last episodes of Doctor Who I watched. So you get to Donna. Like, it's sad with Rose leaving, and I like Martha, but when Donna's memory is erased, freaking killed me. That had, like, watery eye moment. About went down. But I digress from Merlin now. So I don't know what else I wanted to tell you. You can watch my video. I'll have a link up for you before you watch this, because I know the order of which you post your stuff. But I say it every time anyway. So, I probably should finish this up, because now I'm rambling. But yeah, I'm excited for the next episode. I'm going with, the Gwen still being the driving evil with Morgana in the background, too. And I'm excited. And it looks like there's going to be some Merlin hurting and feels. We'll see. I think this is the one where something's happening in Camelot, but Merlin's trying to get someone out, and then he realizes that Arthur's in danger, so he comes running back. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for next week, and I will talk to you later, my love. Bye.